Live from Music City, this is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the Stock Market Review. What's going on, traders? How you doing? Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. It's Friday. The week is past us. The markets are closed, and we have Saturday and Sunday to potentially relax a little bit. What we're looking at right now is the SPY, and today we got a very small inside day candle. Not a lot to report, realistically. The only thing I truly have right now is looking at, this was the all-time, or the previous all-time high on the SPY, old resistance, simply becoming new support. Will we bounce here? Will we go higher? I don't know. I don't know what time frame we bounce. I do think we bounce in the market. I do think we go higher. I just don't know if it's going to be happening like next week. A lot of FOMC stuff going on the next 2 weeks. The December 14th is really the pretty big day for the FOMC. I would love to get some SPY shares down here at 208 if given the opportunity. Again, I think that's worst case scenario for the bulls and bears as SPY drops back down to 208. Coming into December, January, and then February, we bounce. Again, I think that's worst case scenario. That's pretty much what happened more or less last year, right? You had a big bullish run up into October, November for the Santa Claus rally, just like we had this year. And then we got some chop fest and blah, 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 blah. And the FOMC came out and we had a big sell off. So maybe we get something similar to that. I don't know if it's going to be terrible, but right now, crazy as it sounds, I have no position on the SPY. It's kind of weird, but I don't have anything on the SPY. We do have some stuff on the IWM, however. Again, another winning trade on the weekly options newsletter. So for all those who got a chance to snag that last week, it's available every single week. We do a weekly options newsletter release every Tuesday. And today we have a little bit of an inside day candle on the IWM, but we got triggered in. I posted the trade on Tuesday. Here's your evening star reversal with your one black crow at an all-time high on the IWM. We triggered Wednesday. We traded to our target number 1 on Thursday, which was yesterday, and we're just an inside day candle today. Most traders are out as of today and yesterday. Most traders trailed out, moved up their stocks. Everyone who took IWM locked in a gain. So congratulations. If you still are in the trade, I am as well. We'll see what happens on Monday. Don't really expect anything massively exciting to happen, but maybe just a little bit of a bearish move. But we are seeing right on here on the 10 exponential moving average. So maybe we bounce, maybe we don't. I don't know. But that's kind of what I wrote yesterday in the afternoon. I wrote in expecting a small white candle tomorrow and then Monday lower. Question mark? We'll see. We'll see. If we do break down, it'll be a really profitable trade on the IWM. So I might even adjust some of my targets because that thing could really start rocking and rolling. All right, cool. So that's the IWM. Got a lot of other things to talk about today. Here's the Qs, QQQ, and the Qs. Nice little white candle. Crazy that it happened at a support. How weird. How shocking. So yeah, here's your long-term moving average. And just as a reminder, I am keeping my eyes on this. I do not have an official trade yet. But just as a reminder, 3 weeks ago, we had an amazing bullish trade on some Qs calls right there. We're back at that exact same price again. So I am keeping my eyes on a bounce on the Qs here, maybe next week or coming into the next week or the week after. Doesn't have to happen. I think we're going to find out Monday. But this bear call spread, 121, 122 that we got in a few weeks ago, looks pretty tasty at this point. Everything is good on that, and yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens on the Qs. So that's kind of the broader market overview, if you will. Had a very interesting day of day trading today. I love Fridays because in the morning trading room, we're doing a little bit of everything. We're doing weekly option expirations, credit spreads, put sales, covered calls, bullish trades, bearish trades. It's a beautiful blend of all of it, and I'll kind of look at some of the stuff that we looked at today. Absolutely surprised by this gap on Ulta today. Ulta Salon and Cosmetics, ULTA. I actually have a wager on this trade. And I had a wager, I forget the exact day that I posted it. But anyway, my wager was if Ulta has not gone below 200 by March 7th, 2017, I'm going to get highlights, which I've never done before. So all these bets with my hair. Oh man, it's intense. So anyway, we had a very strong bullish gap this morning. And on any time frame, 5 minute, 1 minute. I mean, let's look at the 1 minute chart. When this stock gapped up, I mean, guys, this was on my radar. I was ready. Very, very good, very strong bullish gap, and it almost gave you the signal, right? Upper shadow on the 1 minute, 2 minute was another upper shadow. So I was like, okay, if it breaks above here, stop will be there. Let's get a very strong bullish gap. Just never did anything. The very third minute, 3 minutes into market open, boom, just started rocketing bearish. So no one that I'm aware of got triggered in bearish. Bullish on Ulta. But if you did and you lost, that's totally fine. If you look at the pre-market data, there was a lot of resistance. Here's the pre-market data. Let's do it on the hourly chart. How about that? Pre-market data on the hourly. Oops, didn't mean to draw that. Let me do this guy. Bring it over here. So the pre-market, you'll notice before market open, you had a bunch of wicks. You had this previous high back here right when the market opened. The high was 274.78. So we never really broke above that resistance. It's just kind of what happened overall. And anyway, we trade lower. So this is the daily chart on Ulta. Huge bearish candle. Don't know what's going to happen here. Yes, it is a bullish gap. Could it continue higher? Maybe. But at this point, these two purple lines could really form a nice little channel. So perhaps Ulta, ULTA trades lower into about 230, and then from there, maybe a bounce. We'll see, but that could be the next wager that I potentially lose back in March. CRM. Folks, I'm so happy with some traders that played this one today. I got to give a shout out to Rob, who spotted this about 2 minutes before market open. I just want to kind of give you guys my analysis on this one really quick. This was a phenomenal trade. I'm going to share some numbers with you. They're going to scare you in just a little bit, but it was amazing. So here's what's going on Salesforce. We're looking at Salesforce, and we're noticing before the market opened, we had a bunch of bearish candles and a lot of selling the last 2 weeks. So I was thinking to myself, man, that's a lot of selling, and this morning CRM was gapping down. I haven't changed this support line in a long time on Salesforce, 66.52. And I noticed last time it gapped down to that area, what did it do? So I used 3 pieces of analysis on this one today. I said a lot of bearish candles, it gapping down to a support level, at which price it has also bounced before. So those 3 prices, I thought to myself, man, this looks like a really good fading opportunity. A fade is just simply when the stock goes the opposite direction of the gap. So this is one that we were looking at pretty much immediately this morning. And here's the really cool stats for you. So as the stock was gapping down, here was the pre-market data on the 1 minute chart. So these are all the candles on the 1 minute. You'll see over here, you got some weird candles. Most pre-markets moves pretty ugly. But you'll notice a little bit of a support resistance, right? If I draw a support resistance line, let me put on the 5 minute chart. You'll just see it a little bit better. Come back over here. So you'll see kind of that support resistance on the 5 minute from all those choppy candles. Anyway, so back to the 1. When we broke above that resistance this morning, I was like, guys, this is a really big bullish candle in the 1 minute. It looks nice and bullish. Let's look to get in with some 67.50 weekly calls. Those are calls that expired today on Salesforce. 67.50 right there. There was a very huge spread actually. But at one point, about 3 minutes into market open, 2 or 3 minutes into market open, I'd have to look at the spread, but it was about 15 cents to about 40, give or take. So I said, all right, let's do this. Let's risk 30 cents on this option. Worst case scenario, it goes to 0. We'll buy it 30 cents, and about 9 minutes later, that option was worth 90 cents. So a few traders, Adrian and myself, bought some 67.50 calls for 30 cents, selling them at 85 cents. That's over a 200% return in about 9 minutes. And that is a bullish play and a bullish position on Salesforce. All just using very simple methodologies. Support and resistance, candlesticks, and just an understanding of options expiration. That was really about it. So congratulations, Adrian, and a few other traders who got a chance to snag that. That's why I love trading on Friday of expiration. It's a really fun day for your options. You can get some really volatile moves like that. And had I held, which I didn't, I kind of wish I did, but had I held that option, it would have increased like 700%. So, whatever. You win some, you lose some. We had a few other trades today that we did lose on. So that exact same strategy on Starbucks did not work out for me. So Starbucks gapped down, strong bearish gap. Here's the 5 minute chart on Starbucks, and I was like, all right, well, let's see if we can buy some 57 put options on Starbucks right here when it had a tweezer top. those are about 25 cents at that point. So about the exact same risk as 30 cents. And right about here, they were only worth like 42-ish. So not even quite 100% return. And then it just kind of fizzled the rest of the day as Starbucks kind of popped and it closed out of the money. So realistically, a 1 hour loss on Starbucks today. Very interesting, this bearish gap on the other hand. So if I come back over here to the daily chart, Brian Montgomery got out yesterday. Good job, Brian. Cristobal got out on a swing trade for 1 hour gain. At this point, my most analysis on Starbucks is slightly bullish, except you do have this lower trend line that we've been keeping an eye on Starbucks. So there's a big move up. I'm really, at this point, probably anticipating or expecting something like this and then another bounce. Maybe we form an inverted head and shoulders pattern and bounce. That's a possibility on Starbucks. But going into the winter season, Starbucks, people drinking coffee, warming up their souls and their hearts, maybe Starbucks could be a good buy on a dip as kind of a little bit of a swing trade. Here's Facebook. A lot of traders trading Facebook recently. And you guys will remember that using the weekly chart, I kind of mentioned that made sense that Facebook would do something like this potentially over the next few months or so, basing that analysis almost entirely on volume and just how far that trend has moved already. So here's a daily chart on Facebook. Shout outs to Dean Chance. Yesterday, he sold a put, 114 put, which is a bullish trade for 63 cents, and he bought to close earlier today for 6 cents. So locking in approximately 57 cents. So on just one contract, that would have been a $57 gain in about a day. My guess is he probably did a little bit more than one contract, but regardless, good trade, Dean. Stan's got the 117 for next week. I got the 105 for 2 weeks away on Facebook because I really wouldn't mind owning on Facebook. But very strong level, folks, on Facebook. Both Facebook and BABA look a little bit bearish to me. Keep your eyes on them. Could it bounce right here? Absolutely. Will it? Maybe. But if it doesn't, if Facebook takes out that level, there's really not much stopping it down to about the 105 area. So watch Facebook closely and keep your eyes on BABA. BABA, a little bit of a small double top right here off of the 100, never closed above it. Today was kind of a retest. And I don't expect BABA to go to zero, but I could expect it to trade down to at least and potentially the 200 simple moving average on the daily chart. Another trade just to update you on is United States Steel. Making some higher highs. A lot of traders in bullish on U.S. Steel. We got a lot of traders have the $21 January put sale. Sold it for 35 cents about a week or so ago. Actually, technically on this day right here. Sold that on the 21st of November. Right now, I could buy it back for about 12 cents. So I'll probably do that sometime next week and then sell the 24 or the 23 or the 25. But U.S. Steel, folks, don't argue the facts. This is a pennant pattern right here. And as crazy as it sounds, U.S. Steel could continue bullish. Here's Juno Therapeutics, ticker symbol JUNO. I am keeping my eyes on this trade for a swing trade. Nice hammer candle on the 23rd of November. Almost a perfect tweezer bottom the last 2 days at a near support. So if Juno bounces bullish, it does appear to it's a buy low, sell high kind of a trade setup. Here's Aflac. Just want to give a shout out to my boy Johnny Guarco. Aflac gave him 1.3 Rs on a pretty classic rollover here on the 5-minute chart. So here's the 5-minute chart on Aflac, and you guys all know Johnny. He took it bearish right there. Entry here, stop here. We took that trade with him live in the morning room today. So Johnny, great job, my man. Excited to see you coming up here in December, or late December, early January over there in beautiful Hawaii. Pandora, and I'll do one more. So Pandora, a small win today on this particular trade. Got in bearish on this candle, exited some of the position on this candle, and then got trailed out for the remaining position on that candle for really almost too small profit to even mention. Overall, on the day, after losing on SM, after losing on Starbucks, getting small on Pandora, and getting small on Salesforce at 1.7 R so far for the month of December, which is only 2 days new. So 1.7 R so far for the month of December. Last but not least, we'll look at Lulu. Now, Lulu is another option trade that I wanted to share with you guys that I did not get filled on. I was a little bit sad about that. So here's Lulu, and you'll notice, obviously, it's gapping down to a support, right? Gapping down to a very, very clear support. Black candle gapping down. You're going to say to yourself, yeah, this is probably going to retest. Well, it did. So looking at the 5-minute chart, I was watching this for a potential bearish trade, right? Seeing if it was going to move bearishly. But looking at a 5-minute chart right here, you'll notice First candle opens up, huge bullish candle, nice lower shadow. Here's all of your pre-market data, and you can see a resistance right here using pre-market. So as it was breaking out right about here, I was going to buy the 55.50 call option expiring today, and I had a limit open for 35 cents, and it never quite made it down there. It was very, very close. When I was putting the order in, I think the bid was like 37 cents. So I missed it by about 2 or 3 cents. I just had the order open, hoping it would fill, and by right about here, I would have quadrupled my gain. It moved an entire $1, and those options just absolutely went bananas. Would have been a 400% return in about 10 minutes. 400% on your money in 10 minutes. There's only one place you can do that, ladies and gentlemen. That's in the stock market. I absolutely love it. Real life trading will teach you how to do that. It's an amazing thing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any other questions, please let me know. Thanks so much for watching this real life stock review. I absolutely appreciate it. We do have the second intermediate series class coming up next Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There were a lot of amazing traders there last night for what is Dow theory in real life. Next class, we're going to be talking about candlesticks and different time frames in the intermediate program at Real Life Trading. Make sure to be there. It's free for the world. Thanks so much for watching this stock review. Have an amazing weekend. I will see you on Monday. Monday, by the way, is Mentorship Monday. If you're looking for a great time to get in on the trading floors, Mentorship Monday is always a good day. We record 3 hours, and I go all day talking about whatever it is that you guys want to talk about. I'm pumped. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next week. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade. See ya.